Hey everyone, welcome back to TSI, our second podcast. Happy May 4th to everyone. Today we are doing an ultimate Star Wars tier list. We got movies, shows, specials, whatever there is.
Anything and everything Star Wars.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Let's
get started.
And me and Dill are both gonna do one tier list, but
yeah, because if you watch the last one, it took a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
2.5 hours long or something like that. So this hopefully will be much faster. Obviously, there's less Star Wars movies and shows than Marvel.
Right.
But yeah.
All right, well, let's get started here. We're just going to go in the order here. The original Star Wars, A New Hope. I'd probably put that great or amazing.
I think I'd put it in great because it's one of the original movies.
Right.
Come on. You can't watch Star Wars. You can't say you're a Star Wars fan and then not like the original movies.
Well, it's the thing that started it all, but it's obviously not.
No, it's gotten a lot better since then.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Empire Strikes Back, I say, is a bit overrated. I know people say...
I think we should put it in watchable.
Watchable? I think that's a bit low. I would still put it in great, but I don't think it's amazing like what people say.
We can put it in great after A New Hope.
Like here?
Yeah, and I think maybe a couple other things will... It's just, I think when you look at the original trilogy compared to, A New Hope or Return of the Jedi, it's just... I don't think it's that great.
Yeah, for sure. It's more... it's fine, but I think people overhype it a lot. All right, Return of the Jedi.
Amazing.
That's easy, amazing for you.
One of the best Star Wars movies ever made.
I agree.
It brings everything together. And then there's, the Ewoks.
The Ewoks are amazing.
Those make it amazing on its own, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the final battle with Luke and Vader is just amazing. All right, Phantom Menace. Not one of my favorites.
Watchable, I think.
I put it in small yikes, just because of how hyped it was.
It's probably
at the
on
time.
The border. Again, it's just like Empire Strikes Back. Compared to the other ones, it's not there.
Right. Oh, look at that.
Even this dog agrees with us.
Yeah.
Right?
She was hearing our opinions.
Small yikes.
All right, small yikes. I think the Duel of the Fates and Pod Race kind of carry it. Attack of the Clones, I think, is overhated. I know it's cheesy. I get that, but I find it overhated. I put it in great. I put it above Empire Strikes Back.
I would put it above Empire Strikes Back, and the thing that it has going for it is that it sets up the Clone Wars, which has become such a big thing in Marvel, or not Marvel, Star Wars, that even though on its own it may not be the best movie, when put together with the greater Star Wars universe, I think that makes it a lot better.
Well, I like Hayden Christensen a lot as Anakin.
Yeah.
We got Ewan McGregor. We got Jango Fett, Count Dooku. I think we just got some great characters.
Yeah, no, it introduces a lot.
Yeah. And lightsaber fights for sure were great throughout the prequels.
But not as good as our next one,
Revenge of the Sith.
That I think is hands down amazing.
Oh yeah,
one of the best movies. The lava lightsaber battle at the end, truly amazing. The storyline, the plot.
Yeah, they had
the actors really took it to heart. It's just an incredible movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even though it's a bit sad, but then you watch Return of the Jedi, and then
everything gets better again.
Exactly. That's why they're the two best. All right. Well, we got the sequels coming up now. Everyone's favorite little Star Wars trilogy. Force Awakens. I'm gonna put that in watchable, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like not
it's
good, not bad.
Yeah,
it's kind of in the middle of everything.
I just feel like it's just kind of a New Hope all over again, and that's the biggest problem for me.
Yeah, they tried to recreate something that didn't need to restart something that didn't need to be restarted.
Right. In my opinion, I feel like the sequels should have just never happened, and then
I agree.
We could have just jumped into
all the
TV
shows and all the other movies.
Right, because this was perfectly fine. I know the whole point of Star Wars is that it's meant to kind of go on forever, but we don't need to see those forever stories, I guess. All right, Last Jedi, which I think is another overhated movie because this is my favorite of the sequels. I still wouldn't put it in great.
I would put it in watchable, in front of The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. I liked the Luke Skywalker part of it. But I just thought that that fight in like the salt mine, is that what it was? Like,
oh yeah, like the.
I thought that was just weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Kylo, like, I mean, obviously it was like a forced projection from Luke, but
right.
I mean, I don't think it was really necessary.
I agree.
Because then like Luke, they kind of ended him, like it just that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it would have been much better if he actually showed up for real, and I don't know, got killed there. All right, Rise of Skywalker and
Big yikes.
yeah, I agree.
Like,
I think
why?
one of the biggest problems here is that J.J. Abrams, he didn't like what Rian Johnson did with Last Jedi, so he tried to reverse that in Rise of Skywalker, as well as doing his own story, and it just did not work with the runtime. And
see, there's a lot
all
of
that.
things that could have been really good about Rise of Skywalker that just didn't end up being as good.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, there's definitely some good scenes, but I'd say it has some of the worst lightsaber battles as well. And that's why I'm not super excited for Rey's upcoming movie, but maybe they'll redeem themselves and maybe they'll give us a good movie.
They get one shot.
Yeah, they got one shot. All right, Rogue One. This is another one I'm not a huge fan of. I would put it like small yikes below Phantom Menace. I just think it's forgettable. I don't even really remember it. And lightsaber fights are some of my favorite stuff about Star Wars.
And this movie just like lacked this.
Yeah,
altogether.
exactly.
I agree. It was trying to tell a different story, but I mean, I don't think in the great scheme of things, when you have movies as top tier as like Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One, I think on its own it's a good movie, but like with everything else, it doesn't quite hit the mark.
And I feel like we've just gotten so many movies of like the in-between point from Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope. We've gotten like a bunch of
It's become
content.
so saturated.
Yeah. So I mean, this is just the worst of all of those. All right, Solo, another one of those in-between movies. I mean,
I think Solo is better than Rogue One.
I feel like I put it
But-
watchable below Force
Below-
Awakens.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's like, it's, I mean, it doesn't add too much. You can't beat Harrison Ford, which I think was kind of a big problem with having like a new actor, which I know they had to for him to be young, but even though I think he did fine, it's hard
he
to
did
beat
okay,
Harrison
but
Ford.
like, and that's again the problem with. Here's the problem with Star Wars is that they made like the movies like A New Hope, Empire Strike Back, Return of the Jedi, which in like the Star Wars timeline they take place later, but then the problem is trying to go back in time and then like recreating some of the stuff that in this timeline happens before that, but making those movies like 20, 30 years later, I don't think it really works.
Right. Yeah, I agree. All right, the Clone Wars movie. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but it did spark an amazing show, which we'll get to next.
Small yikes in front of
But like, I feel like it's worse than even Rise of Skywalker.
Really?
Yeah, because like, okay, the thing about the Clone Wars movie is that I don't know, it's just boring. It doesn't feel canon, I guess. At least this is something.
I haven't watched it in a while. Is that the one where it's like
they rescue, I think, Jabba's
Jabba's kid? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That wasn't great.
Yeah. It's just I mean I don't know where else to like really put it.
Clone Wars show is much better.
Amazing.
That is top tier. That is amazing, incredible. I mean, what else can you say about it? Like,
I agree. It's really
I will go and I will watch that like whenever. Any season. Well, not any season. Especially the final season.
Oh yeah,
in my
for
opinion,
sure.
is the best.
Well, and that's the best part. They got 7 seasons for you to choose from with like hundreds of episodes. Which is
And
amazing.
also the thing is that like, not only does it show you what's happening between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, but especially in the later seasons, it shows you what's happening while Revenge of the Sith is happening, which is really nice because we get to see it from a different perspective, like Ahsoka's perspective of Order 66.
Right.
Which is completely different than what we saw in Revenge of the Sith.
Right. And it even sparked like new shows like Rebels, Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi, which are like, amazing continuations. All right, this is like the original Clone Wars from a long time ago. I haven't
not
personally
watched this
it.
one, so
Yeah.
haven't watched.
I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's on Disney Plus. Maybe we'll get there one day. Okay, Bad Batch. This is one I know Dylan has watched the entire thing. I've watched only a few episodes of season 1, but so far I think it's pretty good.
Okay, yeah. So I would put it in great.
Okay, like below Strikes Back.
I think in front of Empire, or actually no, well behind Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing with the Bad Batch. Like, in the beginning of the first season, that first episode, that takes place when Order 66 happens, which is one of my favorite parts of Star Wars.
Yeah, that was
so
cool.
I really like that episode. But then as the season kind of goes on, I feel like it's okay. Like the middle is okay, but then the end of the season, like the finale on Camino, is incredible. And then again, season 2, it's the same thing. Like the beginning is all right, the middle is kind of bad, and then the end is incredible. So if you have the patience to watch it all the way through to the end, I would totally recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a show that you can like stop in the middle of.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm on like episode 8, 9, something like that. I would put it in like watchable for now, but definitely above Last Jedi. I think it's actually like pretty good. I really enjoyed the Captain Rex episode. That was nice seeing him again.
That was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. All right, Star Wars Rebels. This is another one I think, I mean, it's been a while because this came out 2014, so almost 10 years now, which is crazy. But this is one I think I may have watched the whole thing, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't really remember Rebels that well.
Yeah.
So I think
I would say here.
Watchable, because, I mean, it's not as good as Clone Wars, but it's still better than some of the later shows we've seen.
Yeah. And they've got like some standout episodes for sure. Like,
Oh yeah, there's some incredible episodes, like the one with Ahsoka's duel with Vader.
Oh yeah,
that was one of my favorite.
Like yeah, the
episodes.
finale of season 2 was amazing for sure. All right, Forces of Destiny, another one where you don't really like. It's not a show that you just like put on to binge or anything.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched it.
I haven't entirely watched it. It's like one of those Disney Junior type shows, so it was on probably when I was younger. So I guess big yikes. It's probably like the worst thing from reviews I've seen. I don't know, and I'm not gonna get into this, but yeah. All right, we'll put it there. Mandalorian. I would still put it in amazing, but below Clone Wars.
I will put it in amazing because here's the thing. So I just watched literally all of season 3 last night. Just binged it until like I started at 7 and ended at midnight. And it got better. Well, season 3 got better towards the end, but the beginning and the middle were slow. And I think season 3 just lags behind seasons 1 or 2, which I think is the reason why it's not higher.
Yeah, I agree. Because originally I think I had Mando being like my second favorite of the entire Star Wars franchise, but season 3 kind of put things down a notch a bit. So I know they're filming season 4 in October, so hopefully that'll
redeem it. I hope they continue the storyline with all the Mandalorians coming together, recruiting more of them.
Yeah, it was a really good finale for sure. All right, Star Wars Visions. Me and Dylan.
Big yikes! We watched one episode of it at school. We didn't even make it all the way through. We just turned it off and we were just done with it.
I know. It was. I guess anime is just not really our thing.
I mean,
I don't think it works with Star Wars too well.
Yeah, anime and Star Wars, it's combining two things that don't really go together.
Yeah.
Like, anime is fine on its own, I guess, but then they try to take a classic like Star Wars and it just doesn't work.
Right, and I mean, I watched 2 more episodes when I got home that day, just so I could see it, maybe give it one more chance, and did not enjoy it. So that's why I'm not watching season 2 on May 4th. Book of Boba Fett, another very disappointing one for me. I would put it. I put it big yikes, honestly, probably below, or well, yeah, I'd say below the Clone Wars movie even.
Okay,
Where would you put it?
Boba Fett, I would put it in big yikes. I would put it in front of Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Just because of that one episode with the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Mando carried
the entire show, and it just like, I feel like Disney is trying to just put a ton of content out there to like make viewers, I guess, excited and want to continue watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
When like stuff like Boba Fett, they just messed it up, kind of like how they messed up Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I know like people were asking for Boba Fett to return, which is like, I mean, that's fine, but I think Disney and Star Wars have to understand that like if they want to do stuff like that, like bringing characters back from, you know, their supposed death, they have to do it in a good way. Have like a good story. I think that's another huge problem. They just didn't have an interesting story like what the Mandalorian has.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Star Wars Resistance. One of those Disney Junior shows that unfortunately is somehow canon to the whole universe.
Big yikes.
Yeah, big
like,
yikes. I agree. I'd still put it above Forces of Destiny.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch Forces of Destiny. I saw maybe a little bit of Star Wars Resistance. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
I mean, it's just
doesn't fit in with
boring,
anything. It's just, I think, again, one of those shows that they made just to make it.
Yeah, definitely for like money.
If any movie studios are watching this, like, yay, subscribe, but don't make this mistake. It's not good.
I know, yeah. I mean, that's what Marvel's doing right now. They're just kind of like pumping out content. Luckily, they've kind of realized that they should slow down. But I mean, you know, just because you're making a ton of money and you have a super popular franchise does not mean
do it.
You should just start pushing out content, like forcing it for money. Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is another disappointing one for me. I would still put it in watchable.
I'll put it in watchable.
Yeah.
I think in front of Solo. Actually,
I'll put it
behind right behind Rebels.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like, the thing with Kenobi was Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars.
I agree.
And you know, I was expecting this show to be incredible, and I was expecting it, you know, everyone was hyping up the final fight between Obi-Wan and Vader, and it's just like, it was so like much worse than like everyone was saying would be what we all thought it would be. And it just seems like movies and TV shows have like recently really gone downhill. If you want us to make a video about it, to just like let us know in the comments, because there's a lot to talk about with this and could have been better. We don't know why it was worse.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the first couple episodes actually intrigued me. I think it was interesting.
In the middle,
and
then again the end.
I would say what was it was either 4 or 5 when Obi-Wan like infiltrated some Imperial base. That was a bad episode.
And Leia.
Yeah,
Leia was terrible.
She hid under his coat. That just did not make sense. Like you're telling me you get past the Empire with that, with like thousands of guards right there. I mean,
like
it's just completely.
I like that
stupid.
one Inquisitor. What was her name?
Reva?
Yeah, I mean, I think she was one of the better characters in the show.
Oh really? I thought she was. I didn't like how she got stabbed by a lightsaber.
Okay, no, that was
perfectly
just
fine.
I know that was that was just like completely wrong. And that's the other thing with Star Wars. If you want us to make a video about this too, let us know in the comments.
They got lightsabers.
What happened to lightsabers?
Yeah.
Like we saw, like Obi-Wan was fighting some stormtroopers, and it took him. He was slashing at the stormtrooper multiple times before it fell down. In the old Star Wars, you just like do it like whack them one time, and they're like split in half.
Right. Well, yeah, the whole point of a lightsaber is like phase through, not.
It's not like stormtrooper armor has gotten stronger.
I know, it's really weird. Okay, Andor. I haven't finished this whole show. I'm on like episode 6.
I haven't either, but from what I've seen of it, it's really a good show. I would put it in great.
Great. I've put it in amazing, honestly. It's actually like really
end
good.
of amazing. I don't think it's as good as The Mandalorian, but again, it's one of those shows that, see, here's the difference is they're making some shows that we need and some shows that we don't need. And I think Andor is one of those shows that we do need, because it shows us a whole new perspective of Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this is what like Rogue One kind of should have been, I think Rogue One would have been much better as a TV show, so they could actually
Expand on
dive
it
deep
more.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, our final one, Tales of the Jedi, which I actually just finished today, and I thought it was really good. A bit of a slow start, but overall it was super nice, and it was pretty much like a sequel to Clone Wars, along with Bad Batch and Rebels. So I would put it probably like
I mean,
right here.
I haven't watched
Great.
it yet, so wherever you think fit.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I think you'd enjoy it. I think you would. And that final episode, too, where we have like a little Order 66 stuff with Ahsoka and that village that she's in, it was really nice. So overall, it was a good show. I'm excited for season 2, which they announced at Star Wars Celebration, by the way. So yeah, that's our tier list
our
here,
tier list,
right here.
TSI's tier list.
Yeah.
And let us know what your tier list is.
In the comments.
You know, down in the comments. Maybe yours is different. Maybe yours is the same. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys, you know, disagree with some of our picks.
Yeah, I'm
But
guessing this whole Attack
Maybe
of the Clones
Attack of the Clones.
and Empire Strikes Back will
Maybe-
be controversial.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know, consider subscribing, liking this video. Go check out some of our other videos and have an amazing day.
Yeah, thank you all.
Happy May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day.
Yeah,
Go watch Star Wars.
yeah. Oh, Guardians 3 comes out tomorrow,
Yeah.
May 5th.
Don't forget, I think Marvel has to redeem themselves with
Yeah.
Guardians. I'm hoping you know, like, I'm hoping they expand on Rocket's story.
Yeah.
Because that's truly like a sad story.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope they just don't mess this up. Like, they've messed up so many things lately.
I mean, I've heard good reviews from people who have seen it early, so I'm excited. I'm seeing it May 5th, and
we'll
look out for a
hopefully
review.
be able to we'll hopefully make a review, and maybe we'll let us know in the comments if we should rank all 3 of the Guardians films.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And yeah, that's it for today.
Cool. Thank you all. Bye.